I spent my life with this railroad, and I think they're vital, but all transportation systems have a time when they fade away, when they either technologically passe or just business dries up. I don't think the railroads are passe.
What would happen if you removed all the railroads from Maine right now?
Well, that would be an economic disaster if you lost all the railroads. Now, we speak as though railroads don't disappear. They do disappear. And I can think of the old Bangor and Piscataquis, which was, BNA was built on the bones of the BNP. And that was a coming thing. That was started, I think, 1869, and ran from Old Town, Bangor, to Moosehead Lake.
Mm-hmm.
The railroad, when the BNA was built, that was long after the BNP had gone belly up, but they used that as the basis of their Greenfield branch. And so railroads do go out of business, and for valid reasons. If there's no economic justification for railroads, they die, just like all things do. I would hate to see this happen. I think it would be very short-sighted. But the situation has been in Aroostook County until mid-40s. The railroad was a monopoly, no question about it. After the war, the roads started to improve. Heck, in 1950, the woods, the Haynesville woods, were partly graveled, and it was I know a man who drove a truck up there, and he said it was an adventure to have to do that. They improved greatly after that, but the dramatic, I guess, proof of what happens when you have this kind of government-sponsored competition is that in '69, when the interstate came through, we were moving about 12,000 cars of potatoes a year. In 2 years, that dropped to almost nothing. The year after, it dropped to 2,000. That's an example. Now, would that have happened without this enormous amount of money that the government invested in the interstate? I don't think it would have happened like that. This is a matter of public policy. When people make the decision of where they spend public dollars, and it impacts on a private company, you have the kind of situation that we're faced with now. It took a long time for this finally to be reduced down to its lowest common denominator. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I'm not sure whether public ownership of tracks is a good idea even. I think in the long pull, with energy costs going up, this will be a vital link. You asked, would passenger traffic ever come back? No, not unless gas gets to be $12 or $15 a gallon. You have a very small population in Aroostook County, what, 100,000 people maybe? That simply isn't realistic to run a passenger transportation system. I rode the last passenger train. It was September 4th, 1961. And I think we had most of the people on it were deadheads. People, railroad people who wanted to say they did it for the last time. But after World War II, Curtis Hutchins really revamped this company. He brought new management, he brought diesels, and he brought a determination to run a decent passenger service. New equipment, and they did. And the bottom line is, when people wanted to go to Boston or wherever they did, they flew, and the only time the train was full and your sleepers all occupied was when it was snowing and inclement weather.